Every week, it seems another business comes forward with dire warnings how streetcar construction is hurting their business.
First Alert 6's Philip Katafamo spoke with the business owner who says demand is cooling off at 2 locations caught up in that construction.
We've lost so many neighbors already because of this that we just pray that we hang on.
Ika Ramen in the Blackstone District, like many other businesses, have been navigating a labyrinth of development. Some areas of Omaha can feel like a maze of construction. Cones redirecting traffic, fences enclosing sidewalks, making it hard to get to your favorite business.
It's really hard to tell that you have to go past the barricade to turn onto Farnham, and Farnham is only westbound. And there's a little cutout for where our parking is. Well, we only have 5 spots. Well, parking in Blackstone is not great as is.
Traversing construction has resulted in a loss of foot traffic to the location.
So we find ourselves running to the point where our guests can't park in our spots because other people are parking there because there's no parking.
Shannon Malone says employees have come and gone. Hours of service have also changed.
I would say we're close to anywhere from 50 to 60% down in sales, to be realistic, which is a huge hit.
To help offset costs, Malone says ownership has looked into financial relief, specifically through the Midtown Small Business Resiliency Fund. However,
never at one point were we given notice that, hey, these grants were out for application. So we didn't even hear about it until after the money was already given. So I looked into it, and it was a one-time thing. They don't know when they're going to open again to apply for grants, to apply for this, relief.
The headache doesn't stop for Ika in Blackstone. Its location off Jones Street downtown is feeling similar impacts, with streetcar construction even a few blocks away, still affecting staff and foot traffic. The challenge of construction isn't the only impact to the ramen spot. Malone says roadwork has stirred up what lives below, outside the restaurant.
Not only do we face issues with rodents, definitely mice downtown, rats downtown, any other kind of bug that's being rooted out. Unfortunately, we also have the homeless population that are constantly moving from where they're being displaced to, sleeping in our entryway. So it's a combination of things.
Despite difficulty in the urban core, Ika's location in Benson and sister restaurant JoJo's Diner is seeing some relief. Both locations felt the sting of construction with road closures.
Scaffolding for JoJo's was a nightmare. You couldn't see the restaurant. A lot of people thought we were closed.
Dust found its way into the restaurant, making cleaning tough as well. But with Maple back open, Malone is optimistic more neighbors will flock back to both establishments as the area becomes easier to navigate.
When the weather gets cold and it starts to rain, please God make that happen soon, that's when we start to hit our season.
As for their locations in Blackstone and downtown, it's a waiting game to see what will happen next. Reporting in the Metro, I'm Philip Katafamo, First Alert 6.
Another major closure for the streetcar project is set to start tomorrow in Blackstone. Crews will completely close the intersection at 38th and Farnham. The city says shuttering that intersection is going to shorten the construction timeline to about a month.